Welcome back to the channel. Today, we're counting down the top 10 most valuable US silver Washington quarter dollar coins in today's auction market. If you've got any of these coins, you might be sitting on a big fortune. First up, the 1968 Washington quarter dollar without a mint mark, especially in a dirty color condition. Let's explore its value and what makes this coin stand out in today's auction market. The 1968 Washington quarter dollar is part of the series that began in 1932 commemorating George Washington's 200th birthday. Over the years, the Washington quarter has become a staple in American coinage, known for its iconic design by John Flanagan featuring President Washington on the obverse and an eagle on the reverse. Now, when it comes to the 1968 quarter, there's an important detail to note. This coin was minted in Philadelphia, meaning it does not carry a mint mark. The mint marks are typically found on coins minted in Denver D or San Francisco S, but in 1968, coins produced in Philadelphia were not marked with a mint mark. This can sometimes make coins from this year a bit more intriguing to collectors. In terms of condition, this particular 1968 Washington quarter dollar is described as having a dirty color. This means the coin has experienced some wear and accumulation of grime, which impacts its overall appearance. Coins in such condition are not ideal for collectors who seek pristine specimens, but they still hold value for a different set of reasons. So, how much can you expect a 1968 Washington quarter without a mint mark in dirty color condition to fetch in today's auction market? Values for these coins can vary based on several factors, including the degree of dirtiness, the extent of wear, and the overall rarity of the coin. As of now, you might find these coins selling anywhere from $56,000. While this isn't a high-end value compared to some rare and well-preserved coins, it reflects the coin's current market situation. Coins in dirty or less than ideal condition typically fetch lower prices than their cleaner counterparts. To put this into perspective, let's look at a few recent auction results. In one case, a 1968 Washington quarter in a similar dirty condition sold for approximately $3. Another example saw a coin of this type go for around $2. These sales illustrate the typical range you might expect for this coin in the current market. It's worth noting that while a coin in dirty condition may not be the star of a collection, it still has its place. For collectors, it represents a piece of history and can serve as a filler until a more pristine specimen is acquired. Additionally, cleaning a coin is generally not recommended as it can further reduce its value and potential. In conclusion, the 1968 Washington quarter dollar without a mint mark in dirty color condition is a modest yet interesting part of American numismatic history. Its value in today's auction market might not be astronomical, but it holds a place of interest for those passionate about coin collecting. Next up, the 1974 Washington quarter with the elusive D-era mint mark. Even in bad condition, this coin holds significant value in today's auction market. So, let's explore what makes this coin so special and how much it could be worth. First, let's talk about the Washington quarter itself. The Washington quarter was first minted in 1932 to commemorate the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth. Over the years, it has become one of the most widely circulated coins in the United States, and many collectors seek out specific dates, mint marks, and eras that can add significant value to their collections. Now, the 1974 Washington quarter with the D-era mint mark is one of those rare finds that can catch the eye of any coin collector. But what exactly is an era mint mark? In this case, the D mint mark, which typically represents the Denver Mint, was either misplaced, doubled, or struck incorrectly during the minting process. These kinds of minting errors are quite rare, making this coin a valuable piece for collectors. While errors like these can sometimes go unnoticed, sharp-eyed collectors, or even those who accidentally find them in their pocket change, can strike gold, or in this case, silver. The 1974 D-era mint mark quarter is particularly intriguing because, despite its condition, the error itself is what drives its value. Collectors often look past the overall wear and tear of the coin if the error is prominent and well-defined. So what does bad condition mean? In the world of coin grading, bad condition often refers to coins that have seen significant wear, have lost much of their original luster, or may even have scratches and discoloration. While this might sound like a deal breaker for most coins, When it comes to error coins like the 1974 Washington quarter with the D error, the condition is secondary to the rarity of the error itself. Now, let's talk about value. How much is a 1974 Washington quarter with a D error mint mark in bad condition worth in today's auction market? Even in less than ideal condition, these coins can fetch impressive prices due to their rarity and the high demand from collectors. As of today, coins like these can sell anywhere from $165,000 depending on the visibility and nature of the error. For instance, recent auction results have shown that collectors are willing to pay top dollar for error coins like this one. One auction even saw a 1974 D error Washington quarter in a similar condition go for over $400. This just goes to show that even coins that may not look perfect can still hold incredible value, especially when they have unique features like an error mint mark. So, if you happen to come across a 1974 Washington quarter with a D error mint mark, don't dismiss it because of its appearance. Take a closer look at the mint mark, and if it appears to be an error, you might just have a valuable coin on your hands. For those of you interested in selling such a coin, I recommend getting it appraised by a professional coin dealer or submitting it to a reputable grading service. This can help you determine the true value of your coin and ensure you get the best price at auction. In conclusion, the 1974 Washington quarter with a D error mint mark is a prime example of how even coins in bad condition can hold significant value. The rarity of the error mint mark makes this coin a must-have for collectors, and it's definitely worth checking out if you're into rare and unique coins. Next up, exploring the value of a specific coin that has intrigued collectors for decades: the 1985 Washington quarter dollar with a large date and a P mint mark, particularly when it's in a dirty color condition. To start, let's look at the 1985 Washington quarter dollar. This coin was part of the ongoing series introduced in 1932 to honor George Washington's 200th birthday. The P mint mark signifies it was minted in Philadelphia, and the large date refers to the distinctive larger numbers used that year. In 1985, the US Mint produced these quarters in high quantities. Most of them are common and have not garnered much attention, but specific variations can catch the eye of collectors. Today, we're focusing on the 1985 Washington quarter with the large date and P mint mark in a dirty color condition. This particular coin's value is influenced significantly by its condition. Coins that are described as dirty color condition typically exhibit signs of tarnish, discoloration, or general wear that detracts from their original luster. Such conditions often arise from exposure to the elements or poor storage. When it comes to valuation, a coin in a dirty color condition is generally worth less than its cleaner counterparts. For the 1985 Washington quarter dollar, in pristine, uncirculated condition, you might see values ranging from $100,000, however, in a dirty color condition, the value is notably lower. Recent auction results show that a 1985 Washington quarter in dirty color condition typically sells for between $92,000. This lower range reflects the impact of the coin's less than ideal appearance on its market value. Collectors and dealers often look for coins in better condition, which is why the value of those in poor condition tends to be more modest. It's worth noting that even though the value of a 1985 Washington quarter in dirty condition might not be particularly high, it still holds historical and collectible significance. For enthusiasts, any variation of this coin can be a valuable addition to a collection, especially when considering the context and story behind each piece. In summary, while the 1985 Washington quarter dollar with a large date and P mint mark in dirty color condition may not command a high price, it remains an interesting piece for collectors. Its value in today's auction market reflects its condition, with prices typically ranging from $96,000. Remember, every coin has a story, and even those in less than perfect condition can be cherished for their historical significance. Next up, the Washington quarter, specifically focusing on the 1983 silver Washington quarter dollar with a large date and a P mint mark in circulated condition. We'll explore its historical context, features, and what it's worth in today's auction market. So, let's get started. The 1983 silver Washington quarter is a noteworthy piece in U.S. numismatics, particularly because of its distinct characteristics. First, let's talk about its design and composition. This quarter features the classic Washington quarter design, originally created by John Flanagan. It depicts George Washington on the obverse, with his profile in high relief, and the reverse showcases an eagle perched on a bundle of arrows and an olive branch. This design has remained largely unchanged since its introduction in 1932. Now, while most Washington quarters from this era are made of a copper-nickel blend, the 1983 quarter in question is part of a special series. The 1983 quarters were produced with a large date, and the P Mint mark indicates they were struck at the Philadelphia Mint. Today we're focusing on the 1983 large date quarter with a P Mint mark in circulated condition. Circulated condition means that the coin has been used in everyday transactions, showing signs of wear and tear, including scratches, dings, and a general loss of detail. So, how does a circulated 1983 Washington quarter stack up in terms of value? While circulated coins are typically less valuable than their uncirculated counterparts, they can still hold significance for collectors and investors. In today's auction market, the value of a circulated 1983 silver Washington quarter with a large date and P Mint mark generally ranges from $52,000. The precise value can vary depending on factors such as the degree of wear, specific grading details, and market demand. To get a better understanding, let's look at recent auction results. Coins in poor to good condition have sold for around $54,000, while those in better circulated grades may reach upwards of $65,000. Several factors can influence the value of these coins, including rarity, collector interest, and overall market conditions. Despite being in circulated condition, the historical value and appeal of these coins keep them interesting to collectors. If you're a collector or investor looking to acquire one of these quarters, be sure to check recent auction results and consult with numismatic experts to get the best value for your money. And if you have one of these quarters in your collection, it's always worth keeping an eye on its value as market trends can shift. Next up, the 1982 silver Washington quarter dollar. But this isn't just any ordinary quarter. We're talking about the one with a large date, a D Mint mark, and an era that sets it apart. To add even more intrigue, this particular coin has a unique color shade and is in dirty condition. If you're curious about how much this rare coin could be worth in today's auction market, then stick around because you won't want to miss this. Let's start by understanding the historical context of the 1982 Washington quarter. The Washington quarter was first introduced in 1932 to commemorate the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth. Over the years, it became one of the most recognizable coins in American currency. By 1982, the quarter was well established, but that year marked a significant change in its production. The 1982 Washington quarter is unique for a few reasons. First, it was part of a series of years where the U.S. Mint did not produce proof sets for general circulation, which already makes these coins slightly more interesting to collectors. Secondly, the quarter was primarily struck in copper-nickel-clad composition. However, silver quarters were struck as collectibles and are highly sought after by collectors, especially when they come with errors. Now, let's talk about the D-era mint mark. The D stands for the Denver Mint, where this coin was produced. Mint mark errors can occur for various reasons, such as improper die preparation or striking issues. The 1982 Washington quarter with a D-era mint mark is particularly interesting because it indicates a mistake made during the minting process. Common errors might include a doubled die, repunched mint mark, or a misaligned strike, which could cause the mint mark to appear distorted or in an unusual position. This kind of error is relatively rare and adds significant value to the coin, making it a prized possession for collectors. Next, let's consider the coin's condition. While a clean, uncirculated coin usually fetches the highest price, coins in dirty or worn conditions can still be valuable, especially when they are rare or contain errors. The term dirty condition refers to a coin that has seen considerable circulation, with its original luster diminished by dirt or grime. However, the unique color shade of this 1982 quarter could add another layer of appeal. Coins can develop different color shades due to various factors, such as the environment they were stored in, chemical reactions with other materials, or the natural aging process. A coin with a distinctive patina or color shade can sometimes attract collectors looking for unique pieces, even if the coin is not in mint condition. So, How much is this coin worth in today's auction market? The value of a 1982 Washington quarter with a large date, a D-era mint mark, and in dirty condition can vary widely depending on the specifics of the era and the coin's overall appeal. In general, era coins can fetch anywhere from a few hundred to several $1,000s. For the 1982 D-era Washington quarter, prices can range from $186,000 for coins in dirty or circulated condition. However, if the era is particularly unusual or the coin has an especially attractive color shade, it could command a much higher price, potentially reaching upwards of $200,000 or more at auction. It's important to note that the market for era coins can be volatile. Prices fluctuate based on demand, the rarity of the era, and the coin's condition. Serious collectors often seek out these unique pieces, so if you have one of these quarters, it might be worth getting it appraised by a professional or selling it through a reputable auction house. In conclusion, the 1982 silver Washington quarter dollar with a large date, D-era mint mark, and in dirty condition is a fascinating coin that can be quite valuable in today's auction market, whether you're a seasoned collector or just getting started. This is the kind of coin that adds depth and intrigue to any collection. Next up, the 1965 Washington quarter dollar without a mint mark. We'll discuss its value, significance, and what makes this coin a collector's treasure. The 1965 Washington quarter dollar is a unique coin for several reasons. First and foremost, it marks the transition year when the U.S. Mint began producing quarters without mint marks. Prior to 1965, quarters were struck with mint marks to indicate their production location, but that practice changed with the 1965 series. In 1965, the U.S. Mint removed mint marks due to a shortage of coinage materials. Instead, they focused on producing coins in large quantities to meet the high demand during the coin shortage of the 1960s. Now, you might be wondering, what's the value of a 1965 Washington quarter dollar without a mint mark in fine condition? To put it simply, this coin is highly sought after by collectors. In fine condition, the coin displays noticeable wear, but still retains a significant amount of detail. Fine condition coins are often characterized by a smooth surface with moderate to heavy wear, but the design elements are still recognizable. As of today, the value of a 1965 Washington quarter dollar in fine condition can vary depending on its specific characteristics and market demand. Generally, you can expect to see auction prices ranging from $400,000. However, coins in exceptional fine condition or those with unique features could fetch higher amounts. One of the factors influencing the value is the overall rarity and the demand among collectors. The 1965 Washington quarter dollar is part of a transitional period in U.S. minting history, which adds to its historical value. Despite the relatively high production numbers, the lack of mint mark makes it stand out. If you have a 1965 Washington quarter dollar and you're considering selling or just want to get it appraised, it's a good idea to have it professionally graded. This will help you get an accurate value based on its condition and any unique features it might have to wrap things up. The 1965 Washington quarter dollar without a mint mark in fine condition is a noteworthy coin for collectors. Its value today reflects both its historical significance and its place in the evolution of U.S. coinage. Next up, the 1967 silver Washington quarter dollar without a mint mark and what it's worth in today's auction market. So, if you're a coin enthusiast or just curious about the value of rare coins, stick around. First, let's set the stage with a bit of history. The Washington quarter was first issued in 1932 to commemorate the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth. However, our focus today is on the 1967 issue. By this time, the quarter had undergone several changes and was firmly established in American coinage. The 1967 Washington quarter is notable because it was minted in a time of transition, with the United States experiencing significant economic and social changes. In 1965, the mint transitioned to using a copper nickel-clad composition for quarters, but 1967 quarters, like the one we're discussing, were still made of 90% silver and 10% copper. The 1967 issue, like its predecessors, features the iconic portrait of George Washington designed by John Flanagan, with the reverse showing a bold eagle clutching an olive branch and arrows. Now, Let's talk about the specific coin we're interested in, the 1967 Washington quarter without a mint mark. Generally, the lack of a mint mark means it was produced at the Philadelphia Mint. While Philadelphia minted quarters are not particularly rare, their value can fluctuate based on condition and demand. In very fine condition, the coin exhibits clear details, although there might be some wear on the high points of the design. For numismatic purposes, very fine is a grade where the coin is still collectible, showing a good amount of detail without the wear you'd find in lower grades. So, what's the value of a 1967 Washington quarter without a mint mark in very fine condition? According to current auction data and recent sales trends, this coin typically sells for between $189,000. The value might vary slightly based on the specific condition of the coin and the collector's demand at any given time. The 1967 quarter, while not extremely rare, can still be a valuable addition to a collection, especially if you find one in exceptional very fine condition. Collectors value well-preserved coins, and if you're looking to buy or sell, keeping an eye on recent auction results and market trends will give you the best idea of its current value. If you're a collector looking to add a 1967 Washington quarter to your collection, here are a few tips. First, always verify the coin's condition through a reputable grading service if you're considering a significant purchase. Second, watch out for counterfeits and ensure you buy from trusted dealers or auction houses. And lastly, keep your coins stored properly to maintain their condition. Use protective holders and avoid handling them too much to prevent wear and damage. Next up, focusing on the 1978 silver Washington quarter dollar. This coin, in extra fine condition and without a mint mark, has become a sought-after piece in today's auction market. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just starting, this video will give you all the information you need to understand the value and significance of this particular coin. Let's get started. The Washington quarter was first introduced in 1932 to commemorate the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth. It was intended to be a one-year commemorative issue, but was so popular that it replaced the standing Liberty quarter and became a permanent part of U.S. currency. The design, featuring a bust of Washington on the obverse and an eagle on the reverse, was created by sculptor John Flanagan. The 1978 Washington quarter holds its place as a standard issue in the series, but what makes certain quarters from this year particularly valuable is the absence of a mint mark, combined with their condition. Quarters from this era were typically struck at 3 U.S. mint locations: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Coins minted in Philadelphia typically did not have a mint mark, which is the case for this 1978 quarter. When it comes to determining the value of any coin, the condition is a critical factor. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70, with 70 representing a perfect, mint-state coin. An extra fine grade, which is around 40 to 45 on this scale, indicates that the coin has seen some circulation but retains most of its original detail. For a 1978 Washington quarter, an XF grade means that the high points of Washington's hair and the eagle's feathers might show slight wear, but the overall detail remains sharp and clear. Now, let's talk about the current market value of a 1978 silver Washington quarter dollar without a mint mark in extra fine condition. Although these coins are generally more common than earlier silver quarters, their value can still be significant due to demand among collectors for well-preserved examples. As of today, the market value of this coin in extra fine condition can range from about $20,000 depending on various factors such as market demand, the specific condition of the coin, and any unique characteristics that might appeal to collectors. While this may seem modest, it's important to remember that the value can fluctuate over time, and coins in slightly better condition can command even higher prices. In recent auction sales, we've seen 1978 Washington quarters in extra fine condition without a mint mark sell for around $30,000. Coins that are closer to the extremely fine grade but still have slight imperfections might fetch around $35,000 or more in certain auctions, especially if they are presented in high-quality holders or accompanied by professional grading. If you're considering adding a 1978 Washington quarter to your collection, or if you already have one, it's worth noting that this coin has modest but steady investment potential. While it may not be as valuable as some of the older or era quarters, its appeal lies in its place within the broader Washington Quarter series and its historical significance as part of America's circulating silver coinage. For those looking to invest, keeping an eye on the overall condition of the coin is key. Ensuring that the coin remains well preserved, free from additional wear, and possibly having it professionally graded can help maintain or even increase its value over time. In summary, the 1978 silver Washington quarter dollar, without a mint mark in extra fine condition, is a fascinating piece of U.S. numismatic history. While its value in today's auction market may range between $5 and $20, the true worth of this coin goes beyond mere dollars. It's a piece of American heritage that has stood the test of time and remains a prized collectible. Next up, the 1971 silver Washington quarter with a D-era mint mark. If you own one of these coins, you might be sitting on a small fortune. Let's take a closer look at what makes this quarter so special and how much it could be worth in today's auction market. The Washington quarter has been a staple of American coinage since its introduction in 1932, commemorating the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth. By 1971, the quarter had undergone several changes, most notably the transition from silver to a copper nickel-clad composition in 1965. However, a few rare era coins from 1971 were struck with a silver composition, a mistake that occurred at the Denver Mint. These era coins were not intended to be silver, as the U.S. Mint had already switched to the copper nickel-clad composition by then. However, due to a mix-up in the minting process, some quarters were accidentally struck on leftover 90% silver planchettes, which were used before 1965. This resulted in a very small number of 1971 quarters with D mint mark being made in silver, making them highly sought after by collectors today. Now, if you're lucky enough to come across a 1971 Washington quarter with a large date and a D mint mark, you'll want to carefully examine it. The D stands for the Denver Mint, where this coin was produced. But the real kicker is the error. If your coin was struck on a silver planchet instead of the typical copper nickel clad, you might just have a valuable error coin on your hands. But how can you tell if your quarter is one of these rare silver errors? First, you'll want to check the coin's weight. A standard 1971 quarter should weigh about 5.67 grams, while a silver era quarter will weigh slightly more, around 6.25 grams. You can use a precise digital scale to measure this. If your quarter is on the heavier side, it could be silver. Next, examine the edge of the coin. A typical 1971 quarter will show a copper nickel stripe along the edge, while a silver era quarter will have a solid silver edge. This is another strong indicator that your coin could be one of the rare errors. So, you've done your checks, and it looks like your 1971 Washington quarter is indeed one of these silver era coins. The next question is, what's it worth? In fine condition, a regular 1971 Washington quarter is worth only its face value of 25 cents. However, if you have a silver era quarter, the value skyrockets. In today's auction market, these rare era coins can fetch anywhere from $2,000 to $10,000 or even more, depending on the coin's condition and the current demand from collectors. For instance, a 1971 D mint mark silver quarter in fine condition recently sold at auction for approximately $3,500. Higher grade examples, such as those in extra fine or uncirculated condition, can command prices well over $10,000. The rarity of these era coins, combined with their historical significance, makes them a prized possession among collectors. Before you rush off to sell your coin, though, it's essential to have it authenticated by a professional coin grading service like PCGS or NGC. These organizations can verify the coin's authenticity and provide a grade which can significantly impact its value. So there you have it, the fascinating story of the 1971 Washington quarter with a D-era mint mark. This rare silver quarter is a true gem for collectors and could be worth thousands of dollars in today's market. If you think you might have one of these coins, don't hesitate to have it checked out. It could be worth much more than you think. Thank you for joining us on this numismatic journey. If you found this video helpful, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe to our channel for more coin-related content. Don't forget to ring the bell so you never miss an update. And if you have any questions or comments, drop them below. We love hearing from our viewers.